Hello and welcome to another episode of Lane by Lane, a show where I'm the master of puppets, and for the next 10 minutes, I'll make these puppets dance for our collective entertainment. Here we have Aiden Zyrene Moon, Mr. David Freak Turley, and Clayton Captain Flowers Reigns. Captain Flowers number 2, huh? What happened there?
Well, Captain Flowers number 1 on Twitter, or the Captain Flowers without a number on it, is a guy that hasn't tweeted since 2009, and his last tweet was a phishing scam. So I've been trying to get that from him, but it's a little hard.
All right, well, your Captain Flowers is
You're not
number
gonna get
1
from
in
me.
my heart. Let's get this show kicked off and ready to go. As it is episode number 3, if you don't know the rules yet, go back and watch episode 1 and 2. We could use the views, and also I'm sick of explaining it already. But to you three, are you ready for your first question?
Let's go.
It's a doozy. It's a doozy. Which player has the best summoner name in the NA LCS? We're starting with you, Captain Flowers. Let's go.
I'm going to go with my boy, Mike Young.
Ooh.
The brand new name in the NA LCS, had an awesome debut, and he's got an awesome name, man. He's true to himself. He doesn't have to make anything up.
All right,
he's his
there it
own
is.
brand.
All right, I like it. Come on, give me some more, because, I mean, that's just, okay, it's his name.
He's not very
It's
smart.
his
No,
name.
Flowers
yeah.
is done now.
Well, no, this guy's been
Flowers-
challenger since he was 13 years old, man. When I was 13 years old, I wasn't challenger. I wasn't even bronze. I wasn't good enough to be bronze.
That's right.
Mike Young is so good, he advertises himself as what he can do.
There it is.
That's my guy.
He's his own best advocate. All right, Freak, as you come out of your death timer, you're
yeah.
up next.
First of all, you're still not good enough to be bronze, Captain Flowers, but I'm gonna go with my
be
boy
good.
Balls. How could you not
Balls.
choose the name Balls? Everyone loves him. That's a weird thing to say.
Yep.
But that's what we're going for.
right, here you go, Freak.
I mean, come on. He had it.
Because you love
the puns
balls.
make themselves, right? Wrecking balls. I mean, just everything, man.
All
The guy-
kinds of balls.
Yeah.
Freak wants them.
Easy.
Freak loves them. Everyone's a fan of balls. Zyrene, what are you a fan of?
Yeah, not a fan of balls.
Not
but
a
I am
fan of
the
balls.
team. Like, just like Cat Flowers was saying, but I feel like there's a player that has an even better name, and that's the Apollo Price.
Woo!
That guy's name is sick. He's named after a god, because that's how he's been playing this split.
Or a
Apollo,
chicken.
man, he is
Or a
so
space
good.
mission.
Yeah, exactly,
There's a
right?
lot
Like,
of
all
there's a
these
whole-
things are fantastic because he's out of this world. I love Apollo Price. He even changed his name from Wiz Fusion
Yes.
because that was a sick name.
His
but
real
it wasn't
name
even as
is
good as
better
his
than a
real
summoner name.
Right, but we gotta give him points for going back to his roots, for taking Apollo Price since it is better than Wiz Fusion. But Freak, loving balls, out to a hot lead here. Let's move on to question number 2. You have access to one champion ability in real life. What is it, and how would you use it? Freak, we're coming to you first. No time to think.
Remove scurvy.
Remove
Get rid of all debilitating effects with the refreshing oranges. I mean, you've seen the
every
ads,
ability
right?
you choose
no
to
matter
eat an
what
orange?
happens,
Hold on, hold
eat
on.
an orange and it's
Genius is at work. Oh no,
It's
something
not-
happened over here.
It's not just eating an orange.
no.
It's not just the fact that you can eat an orange. I can do that in real life. The fact that eating an orange has magic powers.
Yes.
A celestial monster stares at you and no one else in the game can do anything about it. And I'm just like, I'm saved by the buoyancy of citrus, and you're good to go.
But
Love it.
this means that you have scurvy all the time.
it doesn't seem
And
to
that's
hurt
how
us.
it works, because you have to remove it.
I mean, the skill in and of itself removes debuffs, negative effects, right?
Right.
So
Never gonna
although
get
it is
sick,
called
I'll eat an orange and I'm good.
I like where Freak's going. He's got very
orange a day
solid
keeps the
logic
doctor
here.
away.
All I got to do is eat a fruit, and I'm good to go. Zyrene, what's your response here? What do you got?
I would go with Chrono Break.
Chrono.
How many times have you made a mistake and you're just like, oh, whoa, back it up. That did not just happen. Like that awkward situation earlier
Yep.
when
And
Freak said,
kill
like,
everyone
balls.
around you.
Be like, whoa, back
Falling
that
off
up.
a cliff? Chrono Break.
Boom.
I like it.
And you get that feeling. I love that. That's such a great ability as well. And it heals you. If you take any damage, you get to kind of reverse that situation.
What's
and
the
then start
instance
over.
in which you think it would be most useful? Like, give me a scenario, break it down for me. Where are you using it? It's like super impactful.
Oh, in fights all the time. Just like
Okay.
Echo used it in the cinematic. You're going in under somebody, you're like, oh, wait, he went for the left. I thought he was going to go for the right. And
Yeah.
then you're just like, back it up. Now I know what he's going to do.
When are you
And
getting into
restart that.
fight?
So Zyrene's gonna challenge.
If I had that, I would fight.
Zyrene's gonna jump in on the Floyd on the Mayweather and.
You want to fight, Captain
and the
Flowers?
McGregor fights. All right, Captain Flowers. 2 abilities off the board. What are you going with?
I'm taking Galio's Hero's Entrance.
Ooh.
Yeah. For one, I don't have a car, and that ability goes a really long way. So I'm going to enter into everywhere I go, and it's going to look really freaking cool.
To be fair, it goes like 30 seconds walking distance.
Well, still, that's really cool.
I was
because
gonna
Dash
say,
didn't
I was
say-
You
gonna
get across
say-
the street with Hero's Entrance. Congratulations.
Dash
I was
didn't
gonna say
that these abilities have cooldowns.
Yeah, well, 1 has a cooldown. 2, I was gonna say you can only travel to your allies.
Yeah,
Is
I got
that-
my boy Zyrene.
I got my boy. I'll let him come over here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got people on the other team here like
All
Freak
right.
too, who's constantly trying to sabotage me, but I can always jump to Zyrene. Think
like
of the
it.
casting synergy, Dash. Zyrene's there on the desk. You're like, oh, who's casting with Zyrene today?
I got a problem with this,
Hero's
though.
entrance.
Hero's entrance.
I got a
Freak, talk
problem
to
with
me.
both your costs, though. The thing is, when both of you use it, you destroy everything around you. So Zyrene's like, ooh, I might have screwed up a
It's
turn
okay,
on that
Freak,
road.
you got some oranges,
Destroys
eat 'em,
all
it'll
the
be
other
okay.
cars on
You'll
the
be
road.
fine.
It's worse than it
I'll
was
give-
before.
I'll
Hero's
give-
entrance destroys the studio.
You'll be
I
fine. Eat
still
your
love
oranges.
their answers, but I'm going to give Freak 200 points because he does have a good argument there. Moving on to question number 3, our third and final question. You have to build an entire team around one local North American talent. Who is it and why? Now, let me clarify, when I say North American talent, I mean any current NA LCS pro. So although people like Bjergsen, for example, originated from the EU LCS, we are going to consider him North American talent. So, who started? Zyrene, you're first. Let's go.
I would build around Bjergsen. I feel like it's worked every time, right? They've made the
perplexed
finals
look on
every
your
single
face.
time. It's like, it just seems like such an easy answer. I was like, is that how easy it is? I mean, TSM have done it. The formula's worked. They've been #1. It happens over and over again. And I feel like right now, TSM, they're looking to come back into form. I feel like Bjergsen, he's a shot caller too.
Still struggling.
And the biggest thing about Bjergsen as well is he always elevates the people around him. Everybody's like, man, I could play another game of solo queue, or, I could go to sleep. And then they see Bjergsen, what's he doing? He's playing another game of solo queue. So everybody's on that Bjergsen train, and he just elevates everyone around him.
How do you respond to the fact that they've built around him and they've yet to have a really solid showing at Worlds, for example? Sure, they're winning domestically, but a team's been built around them already, and they've only gone so far internationally. What's your response there?
There's only so much NA talent that you can actually take to build around him.
Zyrene's like, my defense is there's nothing better. Okay, Captain Flowers, you're up next. What do you got?
I'm building a team around High.
Okay.
Yep, we always talk about High. We always talk about his brain and his shot calling and the dude's ability to take anybody and make stars out of them, make a successful team. Everybody wasn't expecting anything from FlyQuest in spring. FlyQuest managed to not only make it to playoffs, they were a 4th-place team.
How do you explain Summer, though?
How do you explain Summer? Because he doesn't have the team built around him. I'm talking a
You
High.
just said you could make anyone great.
Yeah,
They
and that's
changed
what I'm
one
saying.
player.
Is imagine if you had not just anybody, but
Well,
literally
you
the
hate my
best.
boy Balls?
No,
They
Freak.
just changed one
Freak,
player, though.
You
All
what?
right.
Your turn's
I
coming.
respect your guys'. Why does this keep happening?
I don't know,
I respect
Freak
your
won't
guys'
die.
points, but hold on, let him finish.
Okay. So you've got High, who's got the ability to make anybody play really well. Fans constantly pose the question, could High take a team of Bronze 4 players to the LCS? Well, I think High could take a team of the best LCS players in each and every other role and make champions out of them.
All right, 4 bronze players going to the LCS along with High. I'd love to see it. Freak, you're last. What do you
All right,
got?
I'm gonna go with Afromu. Afromu, one of the greatest shot callers in North America, and we've seen what he can do in actually transforming players. You look at Dardoch, who came over from Immortals, and suddenly he's meshing a lot better with the team. Right, it's working. Right, we can see from players' transformations he is able to elevate people up. He's a multi-time North American champion. Right, the guy has had the best result in NA history, which is that 2nd place at MSI. That's better than Bjergsen's done results-wise.
He has the same
Afro's
result,
actually
though.
done it. Afro's actually done it. Right, you look at Stixay, who fresh out of Challenger, within half the split became all MSI in a tournament with like amazing Chinese and Korean AD carries. Like, this dude is the truth. He brings up people. We see the elevation in his teammates around him, right? You see what High does with crappy teammates, and it's down here in the summer split, right? Afro actually accomplishes. The guy is amazing. He transforms people. He shot calls very well. They're the best team in North America right now. It's Afro. He's the truth.
So you think that Afromu's changed Dardoch. Dardoch hasn't changed CLG.
I mean, certainly he's a good player. I think on a mechanics level, he's a better player than Xmithy, but I think the entire package of Dardoch has some positive and some negative, and Afromu removes the negative.
All
He's
right.
able to
Well,
discipline him
I
and
feel like
he plays well.
Afromu, though, the meta has to suit him better. You think back to spring, that guy wasn't even considered for top 3 NA LCS and all
That's
NA
one bad
LCS
split,
teams.
'cause they don't have enough
right?
good players, that's fine.
Bjergsen is always good. I can't think of a time when he wasn't bad.
I
Even
like
people
it.
Are like,
You can't
oh,
think of a
the
time where it wasn't
Galio
bad? I
wasn't bad.
agree.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we're running out of time, and I'm going to have to stop you there. What happens when I declare the winner? We have a tie at the moment.
Uh-oh, I tied.
Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie, which means we have to go to a tiebreaker real quick. So, whichever one of you can give me the better compliment wins this game.
Dash, your hair is on point today, man.
That's pretty good,
Dash,
Zyrene.
you have the best butt in the whole NA LCS.
Oh! Zyrene knows what's up. I'm going to have to go boom, boom. Zyrene, you are the new champion of Lane by Lane. My butt thanks you. Go ahead and give your 10-second speech. Real brief, real brief.
Like, thank my mom, Dash's butt. And, guys, if you're watching in 2017, smash that like button down below. Follow the stream, subscribe.
I love
Leave
it,
a
I love
comment
it.
if you think that I definitely won over Freak, because I did. Can't argue with that.
You won fair and square.
Cop
My
out.
butt thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen. That does it for episode 3 of Lane by Lane. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and use that hashtag LaneXLane on Twitter to hit us with topics of conversation or questions that you'd like to be asked of these fools later in the year. All right, gentlemen, once again, I got to thank these guys up on this screen. Thank all of you at home for watching, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
That butt, though.
That butt, though.
No, 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 no.